Okay, you guys, we need to have a serious talk about keto. Now, I don't typically talk smack about diets or diet plans. I really don't care what it is that you do or don't do in terms of your preferences around food. Of course, for my clients, I provide a food plan, and there is a reason why I provide that food plan. It's not just about weight loss. The way in which I believe it's super important to structure our thinking around food and our habits and patterns around food is for the freedom. It's for the sanity, right? If all we're looking for is weight loss, what is the freaking point? What is the whole point of losing weight? It's to feel better, right? Of course it is. And so, how can we feel better if what we're doing is working against our own body and creating scenarios in our mind that's going to make more stress for later? Okay, so when it comes to keto, I want to tell you four reasons why keto is not going to work for you. Now, listen, in total fairness, if you are a bodybuilder in your 20s, I'm not talking to you. Okay. Like my clients, my ladies, the ones that I talk to are typically 40 and above. We've had children. We're either in or around menopause. We've been struggling with our weight for years, sometimes even decades. There has been a yo-yo cycling up and down. There's probably some semblance of other issues that come along. It's not just the weight. Okay, so if you don't fall into that category, I love you. You can continue to consume my content as much as you want. Reach out to me. I'll help you any way that I can. But I am specifically talking to women who have struggled for years and or decades with their weight, with yo-yo dieting, with the relationship with food, the relationship with their body, these ups and downs emotionally, emotional eating, binge eating, overeating, dieting, frustration, disappointment, anger, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss. That's who I'm talking to. And so if you fall into that category, keto is not going to work for you. And I'm going to tell you four reasons why. And actually, even if you're outside of that little category, it's probably not going to work for you either. And here's why. Number one, protein. Too much is too much. Now, again, unless you are a bodybuilder or a professional athlete or someone who actually needs to regenerate and rejuvenate their cells at that level, you don't need that much protein. What happens to the average person like me, who is not a bodybuilder? I'm not going to spend 5 hours at the gym every day. I'm not an athlete. So when we bombard our system with too much protein, it backs up in our kidneys. Our kidneys cannot handle that much protein. And especially if you're not drinking enough water. You have to drink twice as much water as you do when you're not eating that much protein. For every little bit of more protein that you have, you need more water. So it's half your body's weight in ounces, plus it's double that. That's crazy. Okay, so it causes kidney problems. And I can't even tell you how many people I know have ended up in the hospital because they had too much protein for their lifestyle. And number two, fat, too much fat. Too much is too much. So unless you are being very strict and counting every single gram of your fat, and you're working with someone who understands your body type, your exercise type, your health, they've done all the blood work, they know exactly what's going on. If you have too much fat, what happens is that there's this little part of your stomach, right in between your stomach and your small intestines, called the duodenum. The duodenum is hooked up to your gallbladder, which is hooked up to your liver. The liver produces bile. It produces it into the gallbladder, and the gallbladder, in response to fat mixed with the proper amount of stomach acid, it will release the bile so that it can emulsify the fat and your body can actually use it and benefit from it. Do you know how many people do not have the proper stomach acid? Almost all of us that have struggled with weight. Okay. Binge eating, overeating, emotional eating, all various kinds of pills, including, antibiotics and medications and diet pills and diet drinks. I mean, it is insane the amount of damage that we've done to our stomach. So if you've ever had like ulcers or heartburn or indigestion or anything like that, chances are you actually have low stomach acid. I know it sounds crazy. Trust me, all of my clients, until we actually start working together and I give them a protocol, they're like, no, 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 I need to take antacids. I'm like, no, you don't. Here, let me explain why. But what happens is that if you don't have proper stomach acid, which 95% of people who have heartburn and indigestion have actually low stomach acid, then your body is not releasing the bile properly. And if you just continue to eat fat, but your body is unable to release that bile, it is a nightmare. Okay, so too much protein, not good for the kidneys. Too much fat does not helpful, and your bile ducts don't work properly unless you have the right stomach acid. Number 3, not enough carbs. Oh my God. Seriously, you know that there's a problem when someone is villainizing blueberries. That is a serious issue in my book. If we're not getting enough carbs, we're not getting enough vitamins, minerals, other nutrients, phytochemicals, phytonutrients, and fiber. Hello. Hello. There is a list of issues that happen inside of our colon and our digestive system when we don't have the proper vitamins, minerals. Water comes along, and carbohydrates too, because they need them to grow, and then we eat them and we get hydrated. But also fiber. I mean, fiber is what your good bacteria in your gut eat on. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's for the bacteria in your gut. So if you're not eating the proper amount of fiber, the good bacteria in your gut can't survive. The bad bacteria take over, and then we have more hunger, more cravings, more digestive problems, more freaking everything. Okay. So too much protein, not good for the kidneys. Too much fat, not good for the gallbladder. Not enough carbohydrates, not good for any part of your body. Villainizing food, real food, fresh, alive, and vibrant food, food that God and Mother Nature put on this earth for our bodies to eat and benefit from, all bad. And then the 4th thing is actually the most important, ladies. Honestly, it's the most important. Because if any of your issue around food and weight and body has to do with emotional eating, binge eating, or overeating, anytime that we go on a diet, even if it works, it's actually worse if it works, right? Even if the diet works and you get the weight off, if you have not changed your relationship with food, your relationship with your body, and created habits that can sustain you in automaticity and habitual actions so you don't have to think about it consciously all the time, then what's the frickin' motivation to make the changes that need to be made so that you don't have to gain the weight back again if all you've done is lose the weight? So you restrict yourself to lose the weight, and then what? Think there's going to be some kind of motivation to make the positive changes, or it's just going to magically happen? That's not how it works. That's not how motivation works, because motivation is a feeling and feelings are fleeting. And if you already get the weight off, what's the motivation to make the habitual changes and the relationship with body and food if you're not having the pain at that time? It doesn't work. It does not work. And for those of us that have struggled for so long, what we actually need to do is begin eating now the way that we will eat when we're at our ideal weight. And counting fat and eating keto bombs and all the craziness at the grocery store that's like keto, keto friendly, keto, keto, keto. And now we're eating all this processed food because it says keto friendly. BS. I'm calling hard BS on the keto industry as a whole. I get that it totally works for some people. And you know what? Those people are in their 20s and they're freaking athletes and bodybuilders and nutrition freaking gurus. They don't have the issue with weight, with body image, with yo-yo dieting, with all of the craziness that goes on after years of dieting and doing all of this stuff to our bodies and never really calming our mind, healing our relationship with food, and allowing it to become easy and simple and natural and automatic. Woo! I had to get that out, you guys. I had to get that out because I'm so sick of seeing women suffer with this bombardment of like, this is what needs to happen. There's lots of ways to get weight off, ladies. Keto frickin' works. Of course it does. If you do it right, it works to get the weight off. It does nothing for your mental, emotional, spiritual self when it comes to food, weight, body image, overeating, binge eating, and emotional eating. So if all you want to do is get the weight off and you're still in this fantasy world that somehow it's going to change everything and you're just going to know what to do with your food because you're going to be feeling better, even though feelings are fleeting, as we all know, good luck. I love you. Good luck. I will be here when you need me. I will be here when you actually need a health coach that gets it, that understands, that's been there, that can help guide you through it, and a little hypnosis and hypnotherapy to help soften the edges so that you can actually build the kind of motivation that is going to work for you long term. All right. There it is. I've said it. So below this video, you will be able to see that there is a link. I think you can go over to my website, rosestein.com, and take a quiz to see if your subconscious mind has been blocking your weight loss, right? If it's not just about the food, then what's it about? So let's get together. Let's talk about that. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you click, you comment. I want to hear from you. I love you so much. Talk to you soon.